I'd been driving along this one road for a long time, and there's a village at the very end of the road. And so I'd passed through so many different villages, and I always wanted to be able to go into those villages, but I never really had the opportunity. So one of my hands-on girls is actually studying public health, and one of her skills is testing water.
I'm extremely interested in water purification.
Because she has that skill of water testing, we've been able to go into the villages and greet the chief and ask him if he would like their water tested. And usually that affords us the opportunity to also share with the people. We have lots and lots of wells here in Africa, and the woman at the well was a very needed story. When you're getting water at a well, you usually go with a whole group of people because it's hard work. And so they have different ropes, and they will draw the water with the ropes. And if it's just yourself, then it's really hard. A lot of times, like even if I'm just doing like a daily activity, like helping the women draw water at the well, it'll catch their eye and will ask questions about it. So then I can just say, oh, actually, would you like me to tell you about it? And so then I can go into storying with them. And so then I will usually explain the elements and tell them the story. And so I will go through like, well, one day Jesus was walking and he was traveling, and then the sun came out, and so he was really hot and he wanted something to drink, so he stopped at the well. And so then I'll go from the sun to the well, and then when he was at the well, he saw a woman, and he asked the woman to draw water for him. So then you talk about the woman and the flower as the woman. So from the woman, then you talk about how Jesus asked for water and then explained that he was the living water. And so then you have the water right here, and then the cross is representing Jesus. And so after that, you can go into how Jesus asked the woman to bring her husband, and how she said she didn't have a husband, and he said, oh yeah, that's right, you have 5 husbands. And so then the apple is always representing sin in our story sets. After he tells her all of her sins, then she wants to tell everyone. And so then the hearts are representing the people that she goes and tells, and the people that come and hear from Jesus that day and believe in him. When I tell the story of the woman at the well, it's really cool because the women, usually we tell it at the well, so it's a very realistic story for them. They know how much it hurts to draw water by yourself. They know how it's wrong to have many husbands. It makes them laugh. And so it's a really good story to connect them back to the story. So I'll do the henna story the week before, and then the next week when I return, I'll review the story from the week before with them. And most of the time they've been really great at remembering the stories. They're always really responsive, and as we're sitting there underneath the tree, a lot of times many people will walk by and they'll sit down to hear the story as well, and then they'll also want their henna done. So one of my storying groups is made up of 4 sisters and then other people that join. And the father would always be sitting off to the side, and I never realized that he was listening. But then one day I came by his house, and he asked me to explain to him the road to Jesus, because he wanted to find the road to Jesus. And that was a really big encouragement for me, because I didn't even know that he was listening. In all the villages that we've entered, we've been able to share with the people, test the water, and show the Jesus film. So when I go into a village and show the Jesus film for the first time, there's usually a ton of people, and they are usually really, really responsive, and they really want us to return. One man in a village, he said, please don't stay away, we want you to come back and we want you to keep sharing with us. He said, don't stay away too long. And that's a usual response from people. A lot of times we'll have like the whole entire crowd from the Jesus film follow us back to our truck. It's kind of funny. And each story, really everything in the Bible is leading towards the gospel, so it's very easy to connect back to the gospel, and it would be a shame to waste that opportunity.